Gold 104.3, Bridge and Lehmo.
Stand by, run 10 seconds.
Pete the Movie Guy.
And now we'll go to the special effects department.
For the AustralianMovieVoucher.com.au. Your ticket to independent cinemas.
Cue him.
Here he is, Pete the Movie Guy.
Hey.
Hey, Pete, what do you got for us this week?
Oh, the disappointment.
Oh, no.
Contraband. Look, unfortunately, there's nothing too much funky at all that's going to save Mark Wahlberg's latest action flick.
Oh, really?
Plays Chris. He's a former sort of legend in the smuggling world, went legit for the wife and kids. Wouldn't you know it, idiot brother-in-law falls foul of a smuggling job, he's doing his own, so Chris has to come in and save his bacon and do another sort of run.
Right, okay. Is Mark Wahlberg, is he poor man's Matt Damon? Is that unfair of me to say that?
Yes, different.
He's done some stinkers.
Yeah.
But, you know, I actually don't mind him.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Oh, it was a ripper.
Yeah. The Basketball Diaries, The
Oh, that was
Departed,
good.
but
Oh, yeah,
there's
that
a
was
lot
good.
of stinkers in the mix there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know, big dumb action flicks don't have to do much. Unfortunately, this doesn't even do that.
So how many smugglings out of smuggles?
I'm going to give it 5 smuggles out of
Oh.
Gee, that's not very good.
and I'm being kind.
All right. Okay, what else you got for us?
We've also got the new Tom Hanks Sandra Bullock film, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Right. Could it have a longer title?
No, probably not, actually. Look, it's an odd one. These two are the headlining stars in the film, but they're kind of not really actually in the film very much. The film's carried by a newcomer, young guy, Thomas Horn, who was actually found as a contestant on a kids' version of the Jeopardy game show in the States.
Really? Right.
Which was amazing. So he's got no formal acting training, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Kid suffers from some form of autism, like an Asperger's syndrome, something like that.
In
So
real
he's-
life or in the film?
in the film, sorry. So he's very clever, but has very few sort of social skills.
Yeah.
Right.
Was very close to his dad, who's played by Hanks. Hanks died in the 9/11 attacks.
Right.
And so it's about the son trying to reconnect with his dad, who he's really close with, as opposed to his mum, who he's never sort of had much of a bond with.
Right.
You know, they used to go, his dad used to send him off on these sort of like orienteering, fact-finding missions through the city of New York as a way of him trying to sort of force his kid to meet people, interact with them, at the same time teach him about history and stuff. And it's really well handled. I think we've got a bit of a grab here we might just have a listen to.
Let's have a listen.
After he died, I found this key in my dad's closet. He must have wanted me to find something.
The clues.
Of course. What was it Dad wanted me to find? Nothing made sense. What was the lesson Dad wanted me to learn? If things were easy to find,
They wouldn't be worth finding.
Right, so I suspect it's about finding out what that lesson is.
Yeah, and don't tell us because that'd ruin it.
Dad, kid stumbles across a key that Dad left in his closet.
Yeah.
So he basically goes out and tries to find the owner of the key, assuming that the key will unlock something
Should
to
have
do
they
with
called
Dad.
it the key?
The key would have been shorter.
I would have liked it. How many keys do you give it out of 10?
I hate Sandra Bullock, so
Yes.
don't judge me on this score, but she's actually pretty good in this. All your emotional buttons are being pushed, but I really did it. I really dug it. I'm going to call it 8. 8 out of 10.
keys.
8 keys.
8 keys out of 10. See, take Miss Congeniality out of the mix. I quite like Sandra
Yeah, I
Bullock.
like her too. She was
Miss,
great in the Blind
Miss
Spot.
Congeniality, that was a
All right, now we've
joke.
got some movie passes to give away. What is your
Yes.
question, Pete?
Give us a
movie
question,
guy?
Pete.
Tom Hanks has won 2 Oscars in his lifetime.
Yep.
We'd like to know the first one he won. This was the film that sort of people started to put him on the map as a serious dramatic actor.
Okay,
Right,
the first
okay.
Oscar. What was the movie? 94141043. We've got some family passes brought to you by the AustralianMovieVoucher.com.au. Your ticket to independent cinemas. Pete the Movie Guy, thank you very much.
Catch you next week, guys.